Today we're going to look at the TagniFi Function Builder. So the TagniFi Function Builder is a great tool for building custom requests to any of the TagniFi datasets in Excel. Makes it really easy to pull data in, build custom spreadsheets, get models started. So let's get started. The TagniFi Function Builder is available here in the TagniFi menu. It's up in the upper left-hand corner. Just click Function Builder, and then that's going to open the Function Builder in a browser window. So here's the Function Builder. There are right now 3 data sets that you have access to: the TagniFi Fundamentals, TagniFi Markets, and TagniFi Macro. So Fundamentals is going to be financial statement data from the balance sheet, income statement, or cash flow statement. The TagniFi Market data sets is going to have market data such as high, low, open, close, volume data for any of the stocks we cover. And then TagniFi Macro is going to have economic data. So there's about 280,000 time series data sets such as like GDP, unemployment rate, new car sales. So any of that data you can pull into your models really easily with the Function Builder. So let's get started and walk through each of these, and I'll show you how they work. TagniFi Fundamentals is first, and you can see up at the top there is the Excel function that's going to be built. Basically what we'll do is copy that, paste it into Excel, and it will create that link now to the TagniFi database so that you can update that data going forward. So first things first, let's put a ticker symbol in here, but we can actually just put a company name in. So for example, if we wanted to pull Apple's data in, we'll start with their ticker. It's going to pull in the Apple ticker from that autocomplete list. And then what we want to do is we can choose that if we have a specific template that we want to pull data in from, we can do that. Commercial and industrial is going to be the primary template here for Apple. Let's choose that. And then for the tag, we have autocomplete. So here you can also just start typing. So in this example, let's use selling, general, and administrative expenses. So we can just start typing that in. Here we have that listed. I'll click that, and there's the tag. Next is the period type. So if we wanted to, we can choose between annual, quarter, or year to date here. If we wanted to pull in annual data, we could just select that. Select the specific fiscal year. So I'm going to choose 2014 in this example. And those are the only inputs that are required. There's one note here: if we wanted to use a relative period, that is available as well. So we can choose between like 0 and, in this case, it looks like we go up to 25. But you can choose any number in there. And a relative period is going to pull in data relative to the most recent data available. So 0 is always going to pull in the most recent, in this case, annual SG&A expense for Apple. Or you can do the specific fiscal years. So we have the specific fiscal year in there. Let's just use that. We're going to hit copy, and then I'm going to go over to a blank workbook. Just paste that in, and it's going to go pull in that SG&A data for 2014 for Apple. So there we have almost $12 billion of SG&A for Apple's 2014 SG&A expense. That is all you need to do to create a function, and of course we can always now link out some of these inputs. So instead of Apple, maybe we want to pull in Microsoft's data, or we'll leave Apple in there, and I'm going to replace the ticker symbol now. Lock that in place, and then let's do the same. Let's put Microsoft below. So it's basically going to go out and compare Microsoft with Apple for SG&A expense. You can see they have almost twice the SG&A expense that Apple does. So pulling in and linking now, this function is as easy as replacing any of those hard-coded inputs. All right, so that is the TagniFi Fundamentals function. Let's go back, and we're going to go look at the TagniFi Function Builder again. This time let's do market data. So we're going to go in here. You can see there's different inputs because it's a different data set. But what we want to do is, let's say if we wanted to go get the closing price, we just choose that in this list of the value that we want. And then again, the ticker symbol, so we can just type in and it'll pull in the company's names. We'll choose Apple, and there's their ticker symbol. And so here we can put a specific fiscal date in. If we wanted to actually get, say, maybe a specific date, we'll just choose it from a calendar. In this case, if we wanted to go out and get maybe October 2nd, 2015 data, that's available right there. Or again, we can use relative period. So here again, 0 is going to pull in the most recent closing price for Apple. So let's stick with the October 2nd example here. Hit copy. Go back over to our Excel workbook, and I'll just put this over next to Apple here. Enter that, And there we have Apple's closing price for October 2nd, 2015. And of course, we can also replace the ticker symbol. And then I'll just drag that down, and now we'll have the same data point for Microsoft. So there's their closing price on October 2nd, 2015. So makes it really easy to pull in market data with that function builder. Let's go back to the function builder and do the macro data. So I'll choose macro, and here we have again more arguments that we can use. So basically what we can do is for the series ID, that's going to be any of those 280,000 time series. So if we wanted to say pull in maybe like CPI, if we just type in CPI, it's going to go out and pull in all the different results that have CPI in it. So here you can see Consumer Price Index for all consumers on a monthly basis. That's SA, stands for seasonally adjusted. So let's maybe choose that here, and it's going to pull in the ID for the data for the time series, and then we can choose an observation date. So if we wanted to go look at maybe like a specific date what the GDP reading was, we can do that. Or I'm sorry, CPI reading, we can do that, or we can use what's called an offset. So an offset is basically the relative period that we discussed before. So if we wanted to go out and look for the most recent CPI reading, we could just put 0 in there, and that's the other arguments are fairly self-explanatory. So you can choose the different frequencies. In this case, we chose a monthly data point, so we probably want to choose monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual, something a little less frequent in duration. But that's all we needed was the offset of 0, and we're going to hit copy. I'll go back over to Excel, and let's just choose a different cell here, enter that, and it's going to go out and get the CPI value for the on a seasonally adjusted basis now. And then what we can do is, instead of changing out like the ticker symbol, maybe we wanted to go out and change out the period. So let's just kind of create maybe like 10 rows down here, and I'm just going to replace that 0 now with this row over here, and we'll just pull this down and go get the data. This is all CPI data now. So here you have all the monthly CPI values for the last, in this case, 11 periods actually, that you can use for your analysis. So those are the different data sets that we have available in the TagniFi Function Builder. As far as building the functions, it's a matter of just going through, selecting your arguments, copying and pasting that into Excel, and you are now linked to the TagniFi database. So hope you enjoy the Function Builder. Have a great day.